fix that. Uh, yeah, I don't
So
use an auto
and
switch there because where it fades out at the end, then the auto switch takes a couple seconds. But whatever. I love that intro.
do you need me
That's
to change it? Like add more time to the
no,
effort?
no. It's fine. I can fix it. I just haven't. I I can take it and just clip the end of it and fix it. But I'm lazy. Uh, and besides, I don't care if it plays twice. That's like my favorite intro of all the shows that I have. That's yeah. Good job, Jess. Uh,
You.
the I'm thinking about on the Grateful to Know Gods, the I'm a God thing. I'm thinking about changing the music on that. What's up, Average
Okay, yeah,
Joe?
yeah, yeah.
Not
I have
because
many to pick from.
yeah, I still love that, but it's just it's been there for a while and stuff, and I feel like maybe it's just time for a change. Um,
Yeah.
but
Hey, average Joe, cool atheist, how are you?
yeah, how's it going, Joe? Uh, Joe, this is one of the shows where Joe and I agree on many things. On politicality, we rarely do. But
Okay, okay.
yeah, but whatever. That's Thursday. Today is Spoiled Ham, where we're going to look at AIG Canada today and some of their claims
You
about.
both hate and love me. At the same time, you have brought to me a Canadian version of the nightmare.
Yeah, I think I like what's his name, Calvin.
Calvin is
I think I
he's
like him better.
personable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he see
That's how
look.
they get you, Joe. That's how they get you.
No, I mean they already got me, and then I left, and now I'm getting them. But like I really admire whenever, especially a creationist, but any theist can talk clearly and honestly about what their position is. Now, Calvin puts forward some stuff that obviously I disagree with and think some of it's just straight bullshit. And I think there is a tactic here that's kind of gross. But he's very well spoken and he's calm and he explains and you know we
And
I like to
I did
disagree with
include
someone
him
before.
on the trading cards as well. So,
Hey, Deviant Outcast got the first whole set of those with a
oh,
hundred
she
dollar
got the whole
donation.
set.
Yeah,
Oh, that's fantastic.
yeah,
I'm excited to see those like printed out, you know?
yeah. I'm working on that. So, and I've been thinking about how exactly I was going to do that because I want to print the front and the back. Um, I got to find what kind of like paper stock is thick enough because it's gonna be, if I make them into like regular size cards, it's gonna be kind of expensive to do that. Whereas if I
Yeah.
just put them on some kind of stock and cut them out myself, it's gonna be way, way, way cheaper.
Do you guys have
Um,
Staples in the States? Is that
yeah, I don't have one here. I have a place called Ink and a Blink and
that's cute.
Ashland Office Supply where I live will do it too. So, but yeah,
Oh, see, Sapphire's got me here. Sapphire says Calvin's smug cadence makes me want to drill my ears out, and I feel that.
yeah. I, if I had to sit and listen to him for a long time, I think yeah, I would probably feel that way too. Um, I would like to have a I think he would be a good person to talk to, but to sit and listen to for a long period of time,
You
I
know,
think
I feel like Tim's nicer. Is that like if I got to pick one of them to be my
yeah,
best friend, I would probably pick Tim.
yeah. Tim's more of a
He even did
he
the things from the high shelf for me.
yeah, no doubt. He's very very tall.
Yes.
He's like 6'8", isn't he? He's a
Oh, is
huge
he really?
yeah. He's really tall.
Did he
The
really get the things on the high shelf then? Yeah.
um, he he comes off more as your average, regular, really nice guy, and that's one of the things that I think makes some of this tricky. Sometimes is like someone's a really nice person, or they're in every other aspect, they're, maybe funny and easy to talk to and all that stuff. And it's a really nice guy. But then you start saying things that are refuted by a number of things. Like, even if you don't know the thing,
Mhm.
you know that science, mainstream science, heavily disagrees with you. In fact, says that you're lying. So it's kind of weird, whenever you interact
Ryan
with
for
somebody
Jeebus.
that's nice but dishonest.
Okay, we've also got Equus in the chat.
What's up,
Am I
Equus?
saying that right, by the way? Is Equus?
I think so.
Equus?
That's how I've always read it.
Okay.
Skeptic Philosophy,
Um,
good to see you.
Equus, likes to comment on my videos, and I really enjoy the comments that I receive, and I appreciate them very much.
Yeah, I love your videos, Jess. They're very good. They got that like comedic edge to them that kind of you're,
Dorkiness that I bring to the table for sure.
well, yeah. I mean, and but it's perfect for what you're doing. Like um, I wish that I could find like things like that I feel comfortable in my skin doing. Like um, because I can tell jokes, I can write jokes, I can be a funny person. Like, sometimes I joke around on here and people find it funny, I guess, but like I just
Hey,
don't feel
James.
comfortable like
Sorry.
incorporating it, I guess. I don't know.
I once asked Jimmy if he would let me do an interpretive dance at the next staff meeting. Um, he never responded to me, so I'm taking that as a soft no, to which I will let you guys know of any updates on that.
Right. Uh, what's up, Suit and AJ? Thank you, Jess. I appreciate the effort you put in your production and fact checking. I learn things new or see a new way to present info I already knew. Yeah, that's the thing, right?
I have a huge respect for Equus because of the background, and I you are appreciated, let me just say that, and I very much I love you. Um, and Rochelle is here, everybody's here.
Yeah,
Yay!
yeah. I think that we have people that turn out that are fans of yours, people that come to my show, and then I don't think most of these people are probably very interested in what Calvin has to say as much as what we have to say about what Calvin has to
Yeah.
say. I try to keep that in mind, like if I do a response video or something and it's just me correcting all the things that they say is wrong, like, there's better places to get that. Um, there's people that do that better. Dr. Dan, for example. The So I kind of look at it different. I try to be, I don't know. I try to be more myself about it rather than just correcting things. Like, have fun with it. I'm too old to blush, but I'm blushing. Your words mean a lot, especially on live public stream. There you go. What's up, Maya? Good to see you.
Maya. And Rochelle says Jimmy ignores me all the time. Yeah.
He ignores me too. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I've only tried to speak to him twice, and he ignored me both times. So um, that's okay though. Not a shot at Jimmy. Jimmy's fine.
No,
They
Jimmy's awesome.
Yeah,
However, I was wondering if we could plug the ARC stuff a little bit.
yeah.
Um,
I
I
may already be like ready to do that.
mm,
You never know.
okay, fantastic. I still need to work a little bit on the website, I think. I need to put, like, some contact stuff in there and then update the closer we get to, like, where parking will be and stuff like that. Um, if anyone has any questions, Joe, do you have an email that people can reach you at currently?
The Kentucky Atheist at Gmail.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, you can send me an email if you do, on that email. I respond to everyone, as long as it's, if whatever. But the Kentucky Atheist at Gmail, arcresistance.com. Let me pull that back up again here. Um, so the Ark Encounter protest. This is the 10th anniversary. It's a big one. it will be taking place on July 12th at noon in Williamstown, Kentucky. We're right beside the entrance to the Ark Encounter, like where you come. You have to drive by us to get there. The We will have Seth Andrews, No Illusions, Mandisa will be there, Godless Engineer. Godless Granny is maybe not. She's having some health problems and may not be able to make it.
And
Kelly Laughlin will be speaking as well. Um, it's going to be a really fun weekend. There is an event the night before where Seth and Noah will be speaking, and that's in Cincinnati. It's about a 30-minute drive from. Well, it's actually even closer to where the Airbnb is, where I'll be staying.
oh,
Noah will be staying there with us too.
well,
Um,
fantastic.
yeah. Seth, Ambushed Apostate, and Lil will be there. Um, we were going to do a live politicality from it because it is a political thing in a lot of
Yeah,
ways. And I don't know. I may have to let Seth and Lil do that because I'm going to be the host of the thing this time.
yeah.
I'm going to do
Oh,
all the
are
MC
you
stuff.
emceeing? You're gonna do the introductions and everything?
Yeah, and I think I've been thinking about it a lot, and I think I can do it pretty well. Actually, I think I can do a good job. Um,
Okay.
I know I'm not the best speaker whenever like we do these things. Like I'm not always great at it, but I'll be actually prepared, and I know who all the the speakers and all the sponsors and all that stuff that I need
Sure.
to mention, and so I think I can. I think I can pull it off pretty well. I have to write out an outline for it, but um, yeah, I'm gonna give it a shot. The
So,
so
has enough sorry.
no, go ahead.
I want to tie this in with your other news, but I don't know when you wanted to bring that up.
Well, let's do it. So
Okay.
Ray Comfort will be here on this channel on June 3rd. Uh, we're going to talk a bit about creationism and the ark and those things. That's kind of the because of the ark protest coming up. I'm trying to talk about subjects on that. Can you
Yeah,
put
we
a
can do
link
that,
on your
Joe.
channel for any lives from the pro? Yeah, it'll be on
Yeah.
my channel. Anything that goes live from, well, not anything, because I think GE and them will probably do a little something. But um, as far as the stuff, like there will be a live feed for it, and then afterwards there will be a high quality recording that I'll put out.
Okay.
Last year I had to kind of work with Pangburn, and I had to provide them with the recording, and everybody wanted to take and post it before they would give it to me to give to them. So it was kind of a weird
Yeah.
situation. This year it's not like that. Anybody that wants to come make content out of it, come make content out of it. Like you're welcome to do so. I don't care a bit. I'm not worried about how many views it gets or any of that crap. I'm worried about going down there and confronting the people that are violating the establishment clause of the Constitution and the people that are harming children. Uh, I want to let them know that we see them and what they're doing and that we are against it. And outside of that, I don't give a shit what anybody does with it. Uh, that's
Kelly.
the Tri-State Freethinkers contacted me today, and the stage
Okay.
that we use for this, they're giving it to me at the end of it. It's
Oh. They are bequeathing it to thee, Joe.
Yeah, this will be the last year that the Heltons are involved with the art protest. This is, um, and so uh, Jim had stepped away a number of years ago, actually, and isn't like a part of the board or anything. I mean, he still works with them, but Chrissy, this is her last year, and she's actually
Mm,
leaving as soon as the protest is over. Um,
okay.
yeah, no, Ray Comfort will
This
be
is
here.
a
It's
lot of work, right? Like being on the board for something and
Yeah. Well, they offered me a position on the board, and I don't know if that's realistic because of how far I am from them. Like I mean, I don't care to steal whatever, and I'm all for they do a lot of stuff like with the No Kings protests,
Yeah.
and they're really concerned right now with this election coming up about people being able to get to the polls and vote and stuff, and the interference from the Trump administration. So they're kind of working a lot in that space, and I 100% support that. It's just I can't really be on the ground for all of those things because it's a 2.5 hour drive. So
Um,
I don't know if I would serve them best being on their board, but you know, I could definitely make content to support everything they're doing. I mean, like I can, I
heck
think
yeah.
I think as a media person, I would be better to serve them. So
Bye,
so
John, and that was awesome. Sorry.
what's up, John? Uh, the and Yeah, Comfort has bigger balls than Hoven. Yeah, Hoven wanted to come on this channel, and I wouldn't have him on it.
Well, no, we don't wanna platform Hovind because he's is that, like, how does that work for YouTube? Because he's banned on YouTube, so you can't really invite him on your show. But then
I
I saw
think
Donnie invite him back on, didn't he, at some
I think he has negotiated with YouTube or something because he's back on YouTube, and
point?
I think he has maybe that because he was very. Uh, he even spoke out about that, like like I'm back and all this other stuff. So I think they've let him. I don't know what the case is there. He may be. It may just be ban evasion, but you can have people who have been kicked off on your channel. You just can't let them run the show or it be a show
Okay,
that for them.
okay.
You can have anybody on as a guest you want. The
Apparently, private jet.
You have a jet. Oh, I see. You need my private jet. uh, Kelly, what's up? Good to see you. So after this show today, Maya has a stream that's starting. A redirect is set up. If we go to 4 o'clock, which Jess is free and I'm free, so we might as well. We will redirect you over to my show. I will also be on that show. So lots of me today.
Oh,
I've got lots of stuff coming up. I'm getting back into making atheist content, kind of slowly, I guess. Um, I had to kind of rethink what I wanted to do with that. Um, there still is the consideration that after the art protest, I may just retire from this and do something else. Not that I won't be around and involved, but as a content creator, that may come to an end. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. I've just got a lot of
on
things that I need to focus on and do.
before we go too far away from the arc, I do wanna mention that I did speak with, somebody from the Kentucky chapter of, the Satanic Temple, and whatever comes from it, they were already planning on attending.
Yeah,
So I think the word is getting out. They already knew about the protest.
yeah.
And
We've
we're
done really good on that end this time.
yeah,
I
yeah.
learned a lot from last year because my reach on just this channel is limited. So I've got Noah doing a lot too. I don't want to say it that way. Noah is himself is helping
Oh,
tremendously.
heck yeah.
Has a large reach, and yeah. So um, Seth has only really promoted his speaking event, which whatever. But the one time he did promote the art protest, he yeah. But anyway,
Maybe he's mad at me.
well. Yeah, I don't think he is. I had a talk, as you know, I had a talk with Chrissy about all that, and I don't think anybody's mad. I think, I think they weren't being very considerate, but it wasn't on purpose.
No, I
Like
don't think it was on purpose for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. But there'll be two Noahs at the art protest. My son Noah will
It's
be there
true.
as well. We're getting him a shirt that says "Get the F off my boat," and
Nice.
um, but I'd be more likely to
John
show up
says
at a
he
protest.
yeah.
Hey, let me say something about that real quick, John. So, over a number of years, we've seen more conventions pop up. Rocket City is going to be a thing down in Alabama this year. Um, Baja has been very successful. Um, there's a ton of these conventions, right? And
Yeah,
especially down in the South, here in the United States, which in this country I think is where that's most needed.
very
And
important. Yeah.
lots of people benefit from these conventions. The now it is like atheists go to hear atheists talk, and there's like it does have that kind of echo chamber quality, but it's not a bad thing. There's also networking and community and resources and all kinds of things available through it, and I think it's an excellent opportunity to not just go hear people speak, but to network and meet people and get involved with other things. I think it's really useful for that. The art protest is different. Um, this is where we go out and we speak out to the face of those who are, in my opinion, violating the Constitution of the United States and doing extreme harm to children and the state of Kentucky. Uh, so it's a bit different in that regard. We do have speakers and but it's an actual protest, like signs and all that crap. Like it's a protest. So it's the
Making a
only
mess of the
event
chair.
right now that is like an annual event where we go to the source of a lot of these things and uh, show them that we are speaking out at what they're doing. We see what they're doing, and letting the community and everyone else know that it's a problem. So it's a very different in that regard. But yeah, I hate how EV does that. How it posts from
Yeah, I had to switch it up, so now it should just post from mine. I apologize to the chat.
but
I'm trying to flood
but
you guys.
even when you do that, like I'll switch it to mine and say,
Mhm.
"Hey, everybody." Oh, it did stay. Sometimes it switches back to
Everybody.
the other one, like it'll go back to all after you do it. But
Oh,
so one more thing about the
okay.
protest, and then we'll move on. Um, if you want to donate to the protest, there's a link getting ready to pop up in chat, and you can. Um, anything helps. I don't care if you donate a
Dollar
dollar.
bills help.
Yeah.
We don't have those in Canada, so use yours wisely and donate to the protest.
Definitely. Uh, this is a crowd funded thing. Like the art protest is 100% funded by the atheist community and groups therein. Uh, Rocket City Reason and GE have donated a lot. The RFR doesn't actually donate in a form of money, but I think that them having being there providing their services is what.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's I would pay them to come. And Emily is flying here from across the country to be
From
there.
Utah, right? Like,
Yeah, from
that's
Utah.
a far
Yeah,
plane ride, yeah.
yeah, she's flying from Utah and staying at the Airbnb. She also is part of the Secular Student Alliance, and will
Okay.
probably, we didn't include that in the sponsorship
There's
stuff
gonna be
because she
so
wasn't
many
sure.
pamphlets, I hope it's not windy.
Yeah, well, we'll figure out something. We've got some big tents that'll be set up. GE is going to
Yeah.
set up a big tent that's just him and his stuff, and but but yeah. So anyway, you can donate to the art protest there if you want to. It helps out a lot. We have these collectible cards that have myself and Lil and Jess and people from the ARC and people who are involved in this and the sponsors. And whenever you make donations, I send you those. Um, I can only
I
send
think
them
they're
to you
pretty
through
cool.
email. Um, I haven't even shown them on any stream yet because
Have you not?
no, no. Deviant Outcast got a whole set for $100 donation, um, but that's the only ones that anyone has seen so far. I haven't shown them.
Whoa. Are
I
we
guess.
are we allowed to, or are we not
Do
doing
you
that?
have
What
one that you can put up? Because I mean, I can go get it. It ain't a big deal.
I'll go try and find it. Sure. I made a folder.
We have the
Oh. Okay, I
mysterious
have all of them
benefactor
in front
card.
of me. Is there one that you would prefer?
I don't care. Put up the well. No, don't do that. I was gonna say the mysterious benefactor card. I love that one. Yeah, show
I
that
do
one.
like that one,
Yeah.
especially the bow tie. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Let me how do I hmm, what do I do for uploading a picture? Am not as Evmux savvy as you
You
are.
should. Are you logged in to EVMux?
Yes.
Okay. So down underneath the screen, there's a bar, and on the very end, it has like what looks like one of those clacker things for scenes. And if you go to it, it'll say share media, and you can just do it through there. You don't have that.
No, there's brand, there's private chat.
Send it to me
Uh,
on Discord real quick, so I don't have to go back and find it,
oh
and
yeah, 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 for
I'll do
sure,
it that
for
way.
sure.
Let me take down my current media share. Well, I guess I could have left that up, but that's okay. But yeah,
Um,
so
just bear with me here.
yeah,
Massive
Kelly,
file.
we have the Lil and Seth and Joe and Jess cards now.
Hmm?
We also have some more that are other um, people involved with the art, Ken Ham and Louie. And is Calvin on one?
Yes.
No. Yes.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did one for
Um,
Calvin. Do you want that one too?
yeah, send me that one too because we'll.
Yeah.
You know what? You're gonna have a problem sending it to me on Discord, aren't you?
The that one I think sent okay. Some of them may be too large.
Yeah, I can't post them on Discord because they're too large. That's uh,
I have some smaller ones. Hold on. Because I went through and I saved them as PNG so that when they print out, they'll be like a much nicer quality than like a JPEG would be.
yeah, right. That's
Um,
and the only ones I've
or what I
saved
might
are those because I want them to be high quality when I print them.
do that. Will that work? Okay, you get Mark. Um, boom, boom, boom.
I got it.
Is that one okay?
Yep.
Okay.
Where's it saving these TKA? All right.
Are you able to grab them on
Okay.
Discord?
Yes, I have them. Let me see. I'll do it like this. I'll add them as a layer. Uh, that way I can just
Oh,
show them.
that's a good idea.
Uh, Mark. Oh, you didn't send me Calvin. You sent me Mark, but that's okay.
No, I said I sent Mark. I don't have Calvin as a JPEG. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Uh, what did it do with the first one? It didn't put it here. How did it do that? How did it save it somewhere else? I mean, it's okay. I can get it. But, oh, shit. Let me go back and get it again.
Okay. We
Here's
will
Mark
have this
Bowie.
figured out. We
Here's
will
the
oh,
Mark
there we
Bowie.
go. There's Mark.
Yeah. Uh,
I really enjoyed making the bios for the Young Earth creationists.
yeah. And that's the thing I loved about the new designs and stuff is that you have these little bios and they're all kind of funny. They're pretty good. They th- that's great, and I will be making physical cards out of this. Now I will send them to you for a donation, but there will be physical cards too. And if you want physical cards, all you have to do is when you make that donation is just let me know, and we'll work out how to get it to you and stuff. Now for the physical cards, your donation is going to have to be enough for me to send it to you. Uh,
Yeah.
if you want signed cards, your donation is going to have to be enough for me to get them signed and send them to you. Which, so that's the only thing there. But yeah, there's the mysterious benefactor card. This is my favorite one because it's kind of an inside joke. But the mysterious benefactor is real. Um,
Yes, yes.
and
And we are very grateful, mysterious
yeah,
benefactor.
yeah. But yeah, that's what the cards look like. They have backs that have the 10th anniversary logo on it, and they're pretty
I like
cool.
the backs.
So
Yeah, I made them
yeah, you
blue.
know, I love.
Um,
I hate asking people for money on this channel. I rarely do. Like, I don't even mention
yeah,
memberships and all that anymore. I have like 30 members, and they've stayed members for like over a year now. They're just all the regulars, you know. But like, I thought about demonetizing all that stuff
yeah,
just because I don't know. I I need so I don't need it from the community, right? Like I don't need financial how to put that. I'm poor as fuck. I need money. But like I don't need it that way is what I'm saying. Like I don't need
yeah.
you to be financially invested in this channel to be part of this community and I don't want to portray it that way. Um the shirts and stuff, there are art protest shirts in my store which is linked below. They're sold at zero
Fantastic.
profit. They're sold at costs. They just, I think they're like $12 or something. Um, will be the cheapest
Nice.
shirt you ever get on any YouTube channel. I promise you that. But no money that no proceeds go to anything for that because they're not sold at profit. They're just there if you want a shirt to wear, and there's like 10 different colors you can choose from. So yeah,
Awesome.
it's got the 10th anniversary logo on it, and yeah, all that stuff. I think I know
Fantastic.
who it is, but not gonna say anything. Where's my card? All my friends have one. You know, we can put other people on cards. We can put the whole community and all their channels on them. If you know, if but as of right now, the problem is that we have a supply of cards, but there hasn't really been a huge demand for them. People say they want them,
Yeah.
but they don't actually ever like get them. You know, so um, as we
I'll,
have a need
do,
for
like,
them,
a little ad on the website maybe and be like, "These are available."
yeah.
Um,
I could make a short too. It would probably help. Uh,
oh,
I've been
nice.
trying to wait till
Yeah.
I get them printed out so I can like show them, you know, like
Show, yeah.
yeah, and then I can show the pictures and the actual physical cards. That's kind of what I've been doing there. But yeah, so lots of big stuff coming up. I'm debating a creationist next week. I've got, of course, Ray Comfort June 3rd. Um, I've got there's another one. I forget. But then we're still doing politicality twice a week. This show on Wednesdays. I'll be on Bad Science Sunday twice. Um, once on the Bad Science Sunday show with Maya and the Weasels, and the other one on Maya's other show about community Q&A stuff. That'll be next week, I think. So
Nice.
yeah. If you are a creator and you want me to come on your show and talk about the art protest, I most certainly will. All you got to do is ask. Uh,
Fantastic.
yeah.
I'm gonna be
So,
on Skeptic Haven, with Ember next month. So
oh,
that's
cool.
something to watch out for.
Yeah. Amber messaged me about because I'd said something in a stream about Skeptic Haven asked me to come do a couple call-in shows, and uh, then just kind of ghosted me. And Amber messaged me and said, "Hey, they just forgot. Sorry about this stuff." And we do want to do it and whatever. And like, I wasn't offended in any way. I know how it is. Like, I
Yeah.
forget days. I'll have a show some days and like forget that I have to even set up and do a show until right before it starts. It's, like I'm forgetful as hell. Um, in fact, a number of times, if it wasn't for Jess helping me with stuff, I would totally like have fallen apart here. Because I just kind of go. I don't really, not a lot of planning involved,
Mhm.
which makes it seem like I wouldn't be a good person to set up the art protest, but it still works out somehow. So let's uh, let's take a look at some of this stuff, and we'll bullshit some more along the way. And
How many videos did you come to class with today, Joe?
oh, I've got like seven, but
Dang. Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
on this particular subject because I think this is a weird thing that they do. I think it's so strange that their answers for archaeology and dinosaurs and stuff. I think it's so weird some of the stuff they say, and there's a tactic that's used here that I want to point out as we go, and I will.
Okay.
But this is Calvin from Answers in Genesis Canada, and he talks a lot about the ark and stuff here and dinosaurs, specifically dinosaurs. So this is a 12-minute video. We'll see, whatever. I've got a whole playlist of these though.
How old are fossils? If you grew up like I
Older
did,
than
taught in a
you.
state
They're Most of them are old.
Yeah.
We'll get to that. Why I say most of them.
run school system, you probably have a ready answer: millions of years. I grew up learning the typical evolutionary story party line regarding rocks and fossils, that slow fossilization ideas were true, and that fossils were millions of years old. I read books with detailed and colorful diagrams showing that fossils formed mostly when animals and or plants died in watery environments. And there would often be references to former inland seas, from millions of years ago of course, in the area where the particular fossil being discussed was found. And I could easily recite standard examples of how fossils form to any adult that would bother to take the time to listen. I'd typically use the canned example I'd seen and heard so often: a fish. According to the typical series of pictures I'd seen depicted in a wide assortment of books, a fish would die, sink to the bottom of a lake, and get slowly covered in layers of silt and mud. Then, as millions of years would pass, the sediment got compressed as new layers gathered. The mud would turn into rock, the fish would become permineralized, and voila, it became a fossil. And so convincing was this seemingly scientific process that I never seemed to compare it to what I'd actually observed dead fish doing, sitting on the bottom of the Atlantic at the end of a wooden dock I'd sat on, feet dangling over the water in Newfoundland. If I'd just taken a few seconds to think about it, I would have easily realized that what my own eyes observed is that dead fish tend to float and bloat, and the ones that were at the bottom were chewed up by crabs and little nippers quite quickly. And even the bones didn't last all that long. I realized
All right. So I think it's funny that he mentions permanentization in that because that's kind of the defeater for his whole argument. But also,
Right.
he's talking about in the ways like fish bloat and float, or they're ate up by other animals, or they decay, or whatever. Like that's that's why not everything becomes a fossil. Like nobody's claiming that every animal that dies becomes a fossil. Um,
No.
and
Like, Joe, then how do you know that it gave birth?
well, we're gonna see that in a second. Because some of them were fossilized while giving birth. Um, the the weird thing is like he does this thing where if I can give any exception to how this other thing happens, if I can tell you a way it doesn't happen, then then therefore it's all wrong. And
Yeah.
this is the tactic I'm speaking of. He does this constantly in every video he has. He does this. And it's like, I'm going to give an exception to how that works because look, very few are fossilized, right? Like it's not like if you look at the percentage of animals that lived to the percentage of those that are now fossilized somewhere in the geologic column, it's very, very, very small. Um, like in single digits. I'm guessing like 2% or something. Like it's
Right.
very small. So yeah, not everything becomes a fossil, but that doesn't mean that things don't become fossils. We obviously see them. That did happen. So yeah. What's up, Caitlin, Chloe? Good to see
Hey,
you.
Casey.
Uh, I just plugged you guys a minute ago. But good to see you.
I realize now that I'd been taught what to think, not how to think. And I never heard
Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on.
So did you not go to school or like
He's taught what to think. I was never taught what to think in science class.
Wow. I mean, I was.
I was given observations, told how they reached those how they reached conclusions based on those observations. Like, but it was never like you have to think about it this way. Um, and maybe that's where all this comes from with the fossil thing. Like, just because we have a set of steps that things become fossils doesn't mean that everything falls into that set.
Right.
So doesn't matter if all fossils didn't give birth; they are all representation of population. Yeah, yeah, that's important whenever we talk about evolution. Uh,
Yeah.
Evolution is always to do with populations, not individuals.
Yes.
If my
And
memory is
allele
correct, I'm going to
frequencies,
go to
if I
say
am
the
to
left
believe
response.
Forrest.
Excuse, what, Jess? Sorry.
Sorry, I said and allele frequencies if I am to understand what Forrest is saying.
Yeah, yeah. So here's the way that I always frame it. Because I'm not a scientist and I don't try to pass myself off as one, but I do have a basic understanding of evolution. I'll put it in like I was talking to my kid words. Um, Whenever a population gives birth, whenever a mother gives birth to a child, that child isn't a copy of the mother. It's a little different, and all populations of species have this. Now, there are some that are able to like asexually clone themselves, but that's a unique exception. For the most part, and they still follow evolution too. It's just different. Anyway, for the most part, that child is not a copy of the parent, and that child's child is not a copy of either of them. There are differences that occur. And now, if you take this and put it into deep time, which is one of the pillars of evolution, then that thing you started with and what you have 100 million years later may be very different. And it may be so
Yes.
different that you call it a different thing. Um, the Now, that though is driven by environmental pressure. Um, so I really think that the changes in allele frequency and whatever, that is the scientific definition of evolution. All right, right, like, and but to most people you say that, especially most people who deny evolution, they don't even know what the
Oh
fuck
yeah.
that means, and they know that's the standard answer and they're not listening. um so it becomes a thing of, is it better for me to try and use the standard scientific definition, or to say it in words that maybe they haven't heard before so that they listen? um um you know, that whole thing I just said about the parents different, or the child's different than the parent, and their children are different, and their children are different. Every creationist I've spoke to has agreed with that. Like they have no problem with that. So their real argument isn't about evolution; it's about time.
Yeah. Yeah. And then they get into like the micro versus macro and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it,
Well, if every child is different than their parent, and none of those children are ever copies of anyone else in those lineage, everyone is unique in any population. And I'm not just talking people; I'm talking all animals, right? All species. So if everyone is different, and you continue that, how you know evolution doesn't have to be this big difficult thing where you say things are changing into other things and stuff. It's just like things are different every time, every iteration over a long period of time, and eventually you end up with a thing that is nothing like the thing you started with, um, because of small changes over time.
yeah.
I don't really see the problem here. I don't know how you deny that, because we observe it with our own eyes. Um, is it possible that microevolution gives a small change to where an animal becomes better at swimming because it lives in a marine area? Sure. Is it possible that as that marine area changes back to a land area, that they have a small change that leads to another small change that they eventually can walk on land again? I don't see the
Yeah.
problem. Like, um, it's a time issue. It's not a science issue. Well, I mean, science is the thing that supports it, but I don't think they really deny evolution. I think they in fact, whenever they talk about all the animals coming off the ark and stuff, they completely support this hyper evolution where a few species on the ark is responsible for all the diversity of life we have today. Um, they believe in evolution completely. It's the time thing, because if they agree that speciation can happen, then that takes a lot of time, and they know it.
Yeah.
So if they agree to that, that does away with the 6,000 to 10,000 year timeline that they try to live with.
Does the Bible actually say that people lived until they were 900?
Well, it doesn't say it that way. I think it says Noah lived to be 900.
Because when they're calculating the young Earth creationism timeline, I'm wondering, like, did they have like a slope where after the flood, people lived shorter and shorter, or it would just immediately drop down? Or I don't understand a lot of these arguments from their side. I guess because I've been out of it for so long that it's hard to put myself back there.
Well, I think that the way that they I think the way that they view it is Noah lived that long because he was righteous, and
Okay.
him and his family were the chosen people, and they had to live that long. And so then, whenever they put out the timeline, like they have people on there living 300 years old, and all kinds of stuff on that timeline, which Noah
Hmm.
is part of course. But yeah, it's I don't know. I think so. I think after the flood, it was just cut off. Like,
Okay.
now people only
Okay.
live to 26 years old or whatever.
So
Um,
could they then get angry if like technology advances and then people slowly start living until 150 years old or something like that?
yeah, I mean, the Bible says that God limited people to live up to 120 years. There's been people live to older than 120 years now.
Right.
I think the oldest living person was like 122, weren't they?
Well, I mean, Google. 1909. The oldest person in the world is 116, actually.
Oh well, you win this one, God. Uh,
That's funny.
all right, sorry, my family came in. Yeah, so people. I would have swore I thought someone lived to 122. Anyway,
This is just the first thing that came up.
yeah, yeah.
Was 1909.
So let's veer back towards this, and
Oh, my apologies, Joe. It's 122 years for the oldest person ever, but the
right.
current oldest person is 116.
I guess that one squeaked by God, right? The 122
Yeah,
year old.
yeah.
If we
Didn't
take the
catch her in
Bible
time.
literally, so that's what they claim to do here. So that person that lived to 122, I mean, that's how to. Is God not all powerful anymore? Like he just didn't catch that one. He's not all knowing, which
There you
is
go.
yeah.
Questions.
All right, that's a silly one, but all right, let's go.
Anyone challenge these ideas in class. And like me, due to that widespread evolutionary indoctrination in the school system, most
Evolutionary indoctrination. What does indoctrination mean? I know the definition.
Indoctrination was my parents giving me my first Bible and inviting Jesus into my heart when I was 6 years old.
Oh yeah, that's fun. That's a fun time. Um, so indoctrination is whenever you are taught something is true and you're not allowed to question it. That's the indoctrination part. That's the difference between education and indoctrination, right? And evolution at no time says that you can't question how these things formed or how it works. That is actually how science advances, is by challenging the things we think we know. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, so that's a stupid thing to say. Um, the sciences, it's okay to question it. It's fine that he's questioning it. He's wrong, but there is no. That's the main part of indoctrination, is that you're not allowed to question the things that you're being told are true.
Yeah.
people, even Christians, still believe that it takes millions of years for rocks to form and a living organism to become a fossil. I realize now that a major reason I never doubted these ideas is that I'd never been shown an alternative for how fossils could have formed. I never heard one person in my earlier years ever mention that a giant catastrophe, especially the Great Deluge recorded in the Bible, could have buried creatures rapidly and completely and formed fossils very quickly.
Remember permanentization as we go.
I will.
After revisiting the whole idea of fossilization many years later, I realized that evolutionary researchers can't explain many things according to that long age paradigm, which is likely why they've more recently begun to embrace and incorporate catastrophic explanations into their evolutionary system. Like
Have they though?
Really, have they?
Yeah, I don't know that that's true. Um, we do have catastrophic things that are recorded, like uh, the Chicxulub crater, right? Like I mean, there are catastrophic events in Earth's history, but no branch of science has has suggested that there was a worldwide flood that caused all the fossils to form in a day. Uh, that has not been said by anyone outside of a couple creationist groups. Some rocks take millions of years to form. Yes, that's true. He says rocks take millions of years to form, but no, some rocks do form quickly.
Yeah.
And some fossils do form quickly. The
That's true.
difference is
Actually,
permanently.
I went to last year or the year before when I came to Kentucky, we went to Onyx Caves instead of Mammoth.
Oh, right on. I know
Um,
that. Yeah.
and they have it's probably like this long now, and it's been forming over the last 50 years. And you
Yeah.
can see, I don't know if it's a stalagmite or a stalactite. I don't remember which one is up and which one is down. Um, but The fact that, like, they were like, "This is forming right in front of us, like, look at this rock form right here," and I thought that was really cool. Also, if you
So,
are going to the protest, check out the caves in Kentucky, they are really cool.
well, Kentucky is unique in this regard. We have the largest underground cave system in the world.
Yeah.
The Mammoth Caves are 400 miles so far of caves. Um, Kentucky, and this is why Kentucky is the only place that can make bourbon, is because we have this unique geological situation where the water that is used to make it runs through these cave systems and then it's filtered by limestone and it has lots of minerals and stuff in it. That's why bourbon's made in Kentucky actually. Um, yes, there are caves all across this state, and it's weird because they're not in other states like this at all. Uh, so Carter Caves that you met me at the first time, where we met the first time,
Yeah.
they have the big cave that they have. I forget what it's called, but that they do guided tours on. There are stalactites and stalagmites in there that are huge,
Oh, yeah.
uh, and you can see the water running down them and dripping off and leaving a little bit of minerals behind every time. The it's really cool. Yeah.
That's really
If
cool,
you
yeah.
come to Kentucky, I do suggest go see some of the cave systems. And no matter where you're at in the state, there are caves close to you. Uh, there's caves all over the place here where I live. Like Kentucky's full of them. People live in some of them here.
There's one
We
that
have
I'm gonna
caves.
go visit this summer that has, like, a river through it, and you can take the boat along the river in this cave system, and I am very excited for that.
And also just the fact that these caves form defeats everything that he believes. But um,
Yeah.
The I've been in caves where you swim under a piece of rock and come up in a big cavern, like on the other side. It's kind of scary getting into them because you don't know how far you have to swim under it, and some of them
Right.
are a little longer than others. But I've crawled through all kinds of crazy caves in Kentucky. It's one of the things I like to do when I was a kid. Whenever we went to Carter Caves, so I went to Carter Caves a couple times during your visit, and we went on a hike that about killed my big ass. Um, I think we only hiked like a mile or something, but it was like the whole. I don't know how it went in a circle, but the whole thing was uphill somehow. Um, the it was terrible. I tell you, whenever I have people come in town or I go like do the art protest, I go until I can't go anymore. Like the at the end of the art protest last year, I was just done. Like I didn't even go to the thing at Jim and Chrissy's house afterwards because I had to just chill. And I had been going since before we even got to Williamstown. Will came here to Ashland and we hung out the night before and went places and did stuff. And um, I've had a few people stop here though. You've been here. Look at the trees has been here, although I don't think me and him are friends anymore. Um, Sadly, nice guy, but
Yeah.
anyway, um, the Barabbas who wrote the story, the controversy about what's that book called? The most historical figure, the most historical, the I don't know. He wrote a book about how Jesus isn't a good person and the things he did is bad, and he calls him Oily Josh. I had him on. We did a whole show about it. It's an excellent book. I've read it. In fact, he wouldn't come on until I read it. But Barabbas came here and stayed here at the house in his bus out in the yard. He has a bus converted into a tiny home, and it's really cool. And we went out and hung out and smoked a little something and whatever. But like that's the last time I smoked actually.
Fun.
But uh, but yeah, lots of people have came here to Kentucky, and I always like go until I can't go anymore, trying to get out and do things. And there's a lot of cool stuff here. It's a beautiful place. It's just the people that suck.
It is beautiful out there, and I found some really cool fossils, and there's some nice limestone deposits in different formations and stuff, and I wish I wish I could go fossil hunting with you guys this year. That would be
Well,
absolutely amazing.
maybe we still can. But so where I live on the banks of the Ohio River. The
Mm,
Ohio River didn't used to go the route that it goes now. It's moved. And the place that it used to go is about well, I could walk there. Um, it's like a quarter mile from my house. And you can go down in what used to be, you can go down in the dried up riverbed, and there's all kinds of stuff down there. You can find fossils everywhere you look.
oh,
It's
fantastic.
Yeah, there's lots of cool stuff like that here, and other places have those things too. We're right on that. So that this area though, there's
Mm,
a I forget what the formation is called that reaches into Kentucky, but like down in the area where the Arc protest is and Maysville and all that is down on the edge of that formation, and so there you can find a lot of good fossils of a specific type. Uh, but you can also find them where
the
rivers used to be and all that stuff too.
the Kentucky Paleontological Society, on Facebook is really good for pointing out different formations and stuff, so I'm probably gonna go and ask if anyone's got, like, some recommendations or anything like that in the group. Um, I think it's run by Dan Phelps? I don't remember, but he's very on the ball and talks a lot about the Ark and their numbers.
Yeah, yeah. I've gotten lots of information keeping up with AIG and the ARC and all that
Yeah.
stuff from him. In fact, we gave him a shout out at the protest last year just for you know keeping up with everything that he does. It's been very very
Yeah,
helpful.
very
Um,
helpful, definitely.
um, yeah. So anyway, if you come to Kentucky, there's lots of things to see and do. Lots of wildlife, lots of fossils, lots of whatever
Yeah,
it is, caves, whatever you want to do. Theme parks close by. There's a lot of historical things in Kentucky that are cool as shit. There's a lot of old stuff. We don't have to get into the history of the United States and all that, but hell, whenever I cut grass, I used to cut a house that was built in the 1600s.
oh, wow.
And they owned that whole ridge up there. It's called Callahan Ridge, and the original house is still there. They built onto it and stuff, and they've preserved it. People have even lived up in it up until a few years ago. Um, but yeah, the whole farm is still there and everything, and it's just neat to see that really old stuff. Anyway, this we're going to hear about not old stuff again. Permanentization, guys.
Oh, yeah.
What is permanentization? So whenever that animal is covered by material and pressure there and time and all these things. So permineralization occurs when the minerals from the rock, soon to be rock, change places with the minerals that are in the bones and things. They and it's a one-to-one thing, right? Like it happens. You can't do this quickly. You can compress stone and or sand into stone and all that stuff. Like you can do that all you want. Permineralization uh, is is the main way that fossils form, but it's not the only way. Uh, and so, just because you can make a what looks and is a fossil in a day, doesn't mean the same processes have occurred. Uh, just keep that in mind because this is an interesting position he takes here.
Like why they found fossilized animals in the middle of very specific short term activities and actions, like eating or giving birth. For example, a fossil of a squid like creature was discovered
They did give birth.
in the southern
I was gonna say, so doesn't that just disprove Kenthoven, like, immediately?
A lot of things disprove Kent Hovind.
Well, I know, but, like, just the simple fact that this other creationist disagrees with him. Gasp.
Yeah.
Coast of England with its arm wrapped around a fish with a head that was crushed. This supposed 200 million year old fossil was discovered in the 19th century, but was recently re examined and identified as the oldest known example of a coleoid, a class of cephalopods that includes octopuses, squids, and cuttlefish, attacking its prey. It appears that the belemnoid captured, killed, and was about to eat a fish when, according to evolutionary researchers,
I
both
love that he
animals were
said about
birds.
to eat a fish
Yeah.
because he's Canadian. Those bastards.
Yeah, this is a weird example. I think this is filler is what he's doing right now is what I think.
I have to admit, though, like, his speaking voice is very good.
Yeah, yeah, no,
And
he
he's
explains.
engaging.
He doesn't just he doesn't
Yeah,
just dismiss it like most creationists do. He's explaining. But again, just because you can point to a unique situation where things aren't as you think they should always be, if evolution and uh, deep time are true, just because you can point to some exception where nature did it differently, doesn't make that the norm. It doesn't, and it doesn't in any way. Oh, something different happened here. That doesn't mean that the processes that drive everything else change. You just found a unique situation where something different happened.
yeah.
That's his tactic throughout this.
Buried in sediments so suddenly by a catastrophic event that they were entombed instantaneously, and obviously fossilized quite quickly before decay set in, because cephalopods like squid and octopus turn into jelly quite quickly upon.
Why does decay not set in for fossils?
Sounds delicious.
So usually, what results in a what we would say a good fossil, the reason that so much of it is fossilized and it hasn't decayed like he's speaking of, is because whenever it's covered in a way to where bacteria and things can't get to it and start that decay process. Like it's preserved. Um, Things can be preserved. Like we know this. So saying that, oh, because this would decay and turn to jelly, so it had to happen real fast, that's just not true. Um, what makes a good fossil is when it isn't able to decay. Um, the A lot of times it's not decaying, but the permineralization takes place with the bones only. Um,
Right.
Now, that's not to say that there haven't been times that skin has been fossilized or that there is imprinted within the rock feathers and fur and things of that sort. But the permineralization process takes place mostly with the bones because it's the bones that have the minerals to exchange to let that happen. Like so it's just stupid to talk about decay in any way, I think. Some things that decay, their bones get left laying there after they decay, and then those bones get covered up and become fossils. And that's why a lot of the fossils we find are of this type, right?
Mhm.
Because they're scattered and they're it's been scavengers have gotten to it or whatever, and the bones have been covered up at a later time. But the really good fossils where you can see the outline of feathers and skin and all that stuff, yeah, those are from things being covered up suddenly.
Yeah. Hi, Ember.
Hey Amber, what's up?
Dying. These types of fossils are becoming well known. For example, at the Creation Museum in the United States, we have a fossil fish displayed that was swallowing another fish while they were buried. Another is the fossil of a horseshoe crab with its tracks visible in the sediment it was traveling along. This indicates.
That's a really good horseshoe crab fossil, by the way.
I am jealous of their
Yeah,
fossils.
those were really nice examples of fossils. But what What conclusion are you going to make about all fossils based on those two? I mean, it doesn't make sense to do that. I mean, the world is dynamic; it's not static.
No.
Indicates that not only was it buried at lightning speed according to the common geological perspective, but that the right chemical conditions in the sediment for rapid fossilization to protect the specimen and its tracks must have been present, eliminating the need for any kind of deep time process to account for the fossilization process. And
Wrong. Just because it was covered up quickly, it could become. It was covered up quickly, even if it didn't fossilize after that. If permanentization didn't take place, the tracks and the outline of it and things like that you could still find in the rock. But
Oh, yeah.
in those examples he showed, they were permanentized. They weren't just imprints of animals. They were bones that had turned to rock.
Fun
That
fact,
doesn't happen
the
suddenly.
trace fossils are called ichnology.
Oh, there you go. See, Jess knows more about fossils than I do for sure.
No.
You
No.
do, I promise. I don't. I know. I know enough to argue with people, but I don't really know like those things like you just said. I didn't know that, but and that's important.
Space fossils are really cool because they go through, like, different process 'cause you don't have the animal or the plant or what have you there, so studying it works a little differently than we would study a fossil, and I think that's really interesting.
And we find tons of trace fossils, right? Like tons and tons
Oh,
of
yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Those are more common than actual permanentized bone. Uh, and that's the difference here. He wants you to think that there's only one way that a fossil occurs, and that if he could show some example of some unique example of that where it something happened quickly, then he can claim that it all happens quickly, and that's just it's
I have a question.
yeah,
So something that I am trying to make sense of in my own head is the fact that they're always say frick, I'm forgetting what I was gonna ask. Um, come back to me. Let's watch a little bit of the thing. I'm gonna, like, form my thoughts a little bit, and then we'll come
yeah,
back to it.
yeah, yeah. No, I do that all the time. It's cool.
Yeah.
even more rapidly decaying soft bodied animals like jellyfish have been found in Australia, Canada, Germany, the United States, and other countries. And this presents an incredible conundrum for evolutionary scientists, because jellyfish decay so rapidly they typically leave no trace whatsoever after a very short time. And the features of the fossil jellyfish discovered are so well preserved they reveal minute details that demonstrate the complexity of the ancient jellyfish are actually very similar to their modern counterparts. That means
Similar isn't the same.
Um, my question was in regards to, like, police, investigations and stuff like that. Like, do they believe that we don't have, like, CSI and all of the things that people use to discover what happened in a scene where they were not? And I don't understand that because they'll use that argument a lot, and then immediately my mind is like, "So you don't believe anybody is guilty then?" And I try to make sense of it, how you can have that disconnect between forensic evidence and archaeological evidence. In my mind, it moves from forensic to archaeology to paleoarchaeology, and we just go further back, and it makes sense, like, there's a timeline, right?
Yeah.
I I cannot put together how you can say, "Yes, this doesn't work, it's anti-science," but also, "Oh, that guy totally did it based on the forensic evidence."
Well,
I
I mean, that's kind of creationist stuff. It's not about.
I used to be a creationist. I
Yeah, me
used to have
too.
that mindset.
But for the apologist and the creationist scientist, it's not about pursuing truth or anything.
No,
It's about
it's
pursuing
upholding
support for
God's
the
word.
presupposition. So whatever way you have to explain it in order to support that presupposition,
Right.
you will. And they these people, like, I don't know about Calvin, about how much he actually uh, has studied any of this, or if he's just the person speaking here. Like, I get the feeling that he's just making a presentation, that he doesn't really know anything
Yeah.
about this. But whatever, like, if you're all, and Answers in Genesis clearly states, like, everything they do, they say we start with God's word. So the presupposition is there. The only way for them to explain anything is through that lens. So whatever explanation they have to give, and whenever it works, and when it doesn't, God. Like, it's
Yeah.
all God
Yeah.
claims are God of the Gaps claims. They're all God of the Gaps claims, and that's what they do here as well. So if it comes in handy to use the fossil record to support creation, they'll use it for that. If later it doesn't, they'll say that none of it works. Uh,
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll claim permineralization. Sometimes they'll claim that fossils don't form at all, or hydrologic sorting, just whatever works at the time. Did I set the
I don't know
video?
what this is a picture of, but it looks like a underwater sperm.
This is the boat. It's supposed to be the ark.
Oh, wow. My mistake.
Burying them in waterborne sediments.
Oh, no, you were
This would
right. I'm
mean many
sorry.
were buried en masse, which would have created huge fossil graveyards, of which we find many around the world. As one example, mixtures of fossils found together of creatures that wouldn't normally coexist in the same environment have also been found in fossil graveyards, like the Messel Pit in Germany. Here, fossils of birds, amphibians, reptiles, insects, fish, and mammals are found in the same place. And this once again does away with the old slow and steady evolutionary story that I'd been taught.
Uh, Fossil graveyards. So even though fossils form in places, there are events such as flooding, tsunamis, low-lying land areas where those things then collect and are covered up again. There are, and he uses specifically fossil graveyards to then say, well, all these animals are here together in this, so therefore, all that didn't happen fast. They were all fossilized at the same time, and um, fossils are often moved around. What we call a fossil graveyard usually has some kind of unique geological characteristics to it. Like, there's a reason there's a graveyard there. For
Right.
example, like in the United States, the La Brea tar pits. Uh, there's
Homo naledi in the Rising Star cave system as well.
Yeah,
It is a burial ground to, well, I mean, I have a rant about Lee Berger and all of that, but we'll leave it at that. Um, so that as well, like, and that's why we have fossils. Well, we have bones. Here's an interesting question for you. Um, at what point does bone turn into fossil? Can we measure that?
mm, no, I don't think you can. I think it's a gradual process that
But
I don't know at what point you
what?
call it a rock,
Yeah.
right? Like, um, because it could be somewhere in that process, it could be partially formed, but like, what is it at that point? I don't know. Um, I don't know
So
how
someone asked
science
this
would,
question on
would
the line for a skep talk that I was screening for, and I thought that it was a very good question, and it was such a good question that Forrest had to call a paleontologist while he was there to figure it out because he didn't have the answer, and he was
yeah.
very curious.
Yeah, no, that
Um,
is a good question, because, like, I don't know at what point in the process, and like I don't know, like if you disturb that process 20% of the way and it's still mostly bone, what do you?
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I have, I don't know. Have we found partially fossilized, like that are still in the process? I'm sure we have.
Have we? That might be something that I might do like a little dive into and figure some stuff out on because I enjoy that question. I it makes me think and wonder like
Yeah.
does it hit like a certain point and or like the minerals that build up in it, is it a percentage thing? Like, oh, if there's a percentage of iron still here, then it for yeah,
Yeah.
I don't
And
know.
I mean, even bones that have been fossilized for millions of years still contain some of those things, right? So
Mm,
it's not 100% rock yet, even even after millions of years. The so yeah, I don't know at what point. I guess I don't know. I haven't seen any examples of them finding it. You either see them either find bones or fossils, right? And nobody really
yeah.
talks about the in between.
It's
Uh,
in between, right? Like, there's gotta be, like, a gradual, like, blending.
yeah, I imagine you may end up just destroying that material if you would try to excavate it in between.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm not sure though. It is a good question. What did the paleontologist tell him?
and things that I don't understand.
Okay,
So, I
fair
am
enough.
gonna have to, like, go through the video and, like, pause and look things up and pause and look things up because it's over my head for sure.
But
Um,
I think that'd make a great video. It is a very interesting subject. Like, and we don't often talk about that. Like, it's
no.
here's bones, here's fossils. Like
Exactly, exactly. 'Cause what, like, Homo naledi, and I'm gonna keep going back to Homo naledi because it is a burial ground, um, they like, it got to the point where the people went down into the cave system and, um, they knew to call the university and not the police because of the age of the bones, like, you can visually see the difference, right?
yeah,
So, w at what point would those ancient bones that we found, would they then, like, obviously the everything would have to be right, like, maybe the cave flooded or something like that,
yeah,
um, but then at what point would the fossilization start and
yeah. So
end?
I mean, it may be that any bone that has began permineralization, they go ahead and call it fossil because that
Mhm.
exchange has already occurred, even if it's still occurring. It is rock, like because
Right.
whenever you think of it in your head, you think, well, it starts to mineralize and it starts at this end, and eventually it all does it. And I imagine it's when at first it starts and it's more bone than rock. Um, it's still though a rock just with bone in it. So uh, I don't know though. I don't. I would think they would call it a fossil right off the top there, but I don't know. I don't know for certain because I don't even know any examples of that happening. I'm sure it has though. It's bound to have happened, right? Like,
Yeah,
um,
well, we've got interesting ones, we've got, like, a pyrite, like a fool's gold,
yeah,
trilobite, which is a really interesting find,
yeah, that's
because that doesn't happen very frequently where it fills up with something like fake gold, right? Like, it
yeah,
looks so cool.
yeah. So, we're gonna kind of get into how stuff like that happens in this video. I'm not sure if that's the next thing he talks about, but it's real close. We're real close to it. The video's only got like 3 minutes left anyway, so let's see if we get there.
Okay, sure.
Not only that, but many of the animals in the pit, some of which are extinct while others are just like those we see in present times, are so well preserved they show color, fur, and food in their stomachs, and demonstrate certain activities like pairs of turtles mating when the catastrophic event that preserved them occurred. How long does it take to make a fossil? Try asking that question with your friends and family as an experiment. Those unfamiliar with these arguments, of course, as a metric of what most people believe about these ideas. What will you hear? 1,000,000 years, 100,000, 10,000, a week? Watch many of them shake their head in disbelief when you tell them the scientific fact. A day. Yes, that's right. Fossils have been made in a laboratory in 24 hours, mimicking naturally occurring fossils to a T. This news was published in a secular article from the University of Bristol called Creating Synthetic Fossils in the Lab Sheds Light on Fossilization Processes, which mentions that the experimental samples, or what they refer to as synthetic fossils, are compared to real fossils, supposedly thousands or millions of years old, and they were basically identical. The article described their similarity as not just superficial in nature, not just visually, but also microscopically, as revealed using a scanning electron microscope. Scientists even found that just as in the naturally occurring fossils,
So I have a question here myself.
Hmm.
The Whenever they go in a lab and they make these fossils, now the permanentization part they're not doing, obviously, right? They're just making trace fossils and sticking rocks in bones and compressing sediments into rock. Um, Whenever they do that, don't they realize that because it mimics actual fossils, that they then have to think how long would it take nature to do that same process without a laboratory? Uh,
I also like that we're calling it a laboratory.
I think we should use that from now on. That
Indeed.
one of my favorite words. Thank you.
I concur.
Yeah, I concur. the But why don't they? That's the thing I don't get. Like, you can make a fossil in a lab that is you're fine. That is similar in a lot of ways to fossils that we find in nature, but the methodology that you use to do that, you have to then come to the conclusion that nature had to do that methodology without all the tools that you have. So
Right.
I would think that brings the understanding that you can't make fossils in a day. Like, that would be the. I think that his conclusion is really a non sequitur. I think, like, it's not. It doesn't make sense to come to that conclusion from this. The thing that you come to a conclusion is that, oh well, look at all we had to through to do this. Nature has to do that without any of it. It must take a long time. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, how long does it take this part of the process? How long does it take nature to do that? Oh, 100,000 years. Oh, okay. Like, they don't apply it to reality. They try to apply it to the Bible.
Right. And he's holding it, isn't he?
the
Yeah,
20. How
yeah.
old?
He's been holding it the whole time too.
I'm gonna start carrying around a book. I haven't decided which book yet, but it's gonna be ominous or hilarious. Probably both.
I should carry around Aaron Ra's book, the Foundational Falsehoods of Creationism. I love that book. Yeah, nice.
I like this one.
I Foundational Falsehoods of Creationism is to me, it's like one of those books where he gives you ready-made arguments
Yeah.
to yeah, and it's I've got a couple books that are like that I use now to, like, reference for things. The Addicted to BS, which the we had Dan Dorson. What's his um damn it. I can see my books, but I can't read it from here. um, anyway, I think it's Dorson. It's Addicted to BS, and what it has in it is it's a book plumb full of all kinds of different woo and pseudoscience and religious beliefs and all kinds of stuff like that. And it gives, like, a brief thing talking about them and why it's bullshit. And there's, like, hundreds of things in this book, and I use it all the time to, like, go and look. Oh, what did they say? Anglicans? What is that? Like, it's. I'm glad to have books that I can do that with. Google's great, but sometimes you can't replace a book.
That's true.
All right.
Not just visually, but also microscopically, as revealed. This experiment, accomplished using a hydraulic press, shows that under the right conditions, fossils can form very rapidly rather than taking millions of years. The fossil
Yeah, because when nature uses its hydraulic press to make rocks, what the fuck? Like, I can't believe he sits there and says that with a straight face. Like, we used a
Oh, poor
hydraulic press, and that
guy.
proves that it just proves that nature had to do it without a hydraulic press. Like, oh, thanks, Ember, for the link. Uh, yeah, it's an excellent book. I recommend it. I've got one of them here. I never did get it signed or anything. I don't know why. I've got a lot of signed books though. I've got uh, I can't remember anybody's name right
I'm
now for
slowly
some
growing
reason.
my collection of autographs.
Yeah, yeah. So we're gonna autograph some of those cards too, and Jess is
Yeah.
too. I'll mail them to you with return envelope, and you can sign them and send them back to me.
Cool.
Um,
Right.
so yeah, make a donation, get some cards with signatures too. We have to talk about that though if you do it because there's a process.
Okay.
But and I have to have people's address to do that, and I know that's not always preferred. But all right, here we go.
evidence found around the world only makes sense in the light of a global flood. The rapid burial caused by consecutive water surges and associated layers of sediment preserved and fossilized the animal bodies and even their footprints and other tracks. 2 Peter 3
Okay.
3 6 states, knowing this first of all, that scoffers will come in the last days with scoffing, following their own sinful desires.
Shall we scoff? Um, uh, the I have to ask the question though. Why are we talking about fossils and then what the Bible says? Like,
And then with the Bible, yeah, like you went from trying to talk about one thing and then also let's see what Lord Voldemort has to say today.
yeah, like on the surface, like what he said before this Bible verse. I mean, if you don't know anything about that, like, and you don't really think about it, which they don't want you to do, then I mean, he gives. I don't want to say a good explanation, but he gives a believable explanation
Yeah.
for the ignorant, I suppose. And I'm not using ignorant in a derogatory way, but like if you don't know anything about what he's talking about, you could easily believe that what he's saying is true. But then, like the Bible, though, like even like I don't know why you need the Bible now. Like, why are we? Why should we care what the Bible has to say about fossilization? Because it says nothing about it. All right. This is where you get into the indoctrination part. This is him. This is literally the part where they're saying, "Don't question what I've just told you." We're going to use Bible verses now to show you why you shouldn't question what I'm saying. Like literally
And you
doing
should
indoctrination.
instead question what mainstream has to say
Yes.
and don't learn about that. Don't even go near it. Don't go near the evolution. You don't need to know it. Just trust God's word.
Yeah, that's it's so weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like to see it in real. Yeah. And often we see this and we're like, who gives a shit what the Bible says or whatever. But when you think about what he's actually doing here, this is the part. This is the dangerous part where they're
Yeah,
like,
it's true.
yeah, if you don't agree with what I'm saying, you're one of the scoffers following
Yes.
your own sinful desires.
And scoffers scoffing.
They will say, where is the promise of his coming? For ever since the fathers fell asleep, all things are continuing as they were from the beginning of creation. For they deliberately overlook this fact that the heavens existed long ago, and the earth was formed out of water and through water by the word of God, and that by means of these the world that then existed was deluged with water and perished. Noah's flood.
He's definitely from the East Coast.
Yeah, he talks about Newfoundland at some point earlier, but
She's going oat in a boot.
yeah, yeah, he gives a lot of boots. The I mean, so again, to not even to make an argument against what he's saying, but to just sum up what's going on here, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, science has told us all these things about fossils, and I found an example different, and now I'm telling you that you, you know, scoffers and all this, and the word water's in the Bible, so like
Yeah. It's true.
that's not
True.
the only way fossils form, though. Like, you've taken one specific uh example and then applied it to a whole broad world. And this is another thing that they always do. They use specific examples and then try to apply it to everything. Like, I found an example of this where it didn't happen the way that science says it usually does. That doesn't mean that all of it's false. It just means that there are examples of things that are unique, and sometimes events happen in a dynamic geological world. Like, I don't. It to me. It's so weird to even do this, but I know why he's doing it. I just think it's, if you not even question the things he says, just question the way that he does it. Like, why are
Yeah.
we now at the point to where you've sat here and questioned science, and then you say, but what I've the conclusion I've came to, you can't question it.
Because I speak on behalf of the Bible, and this is how the Bible is interpreted. Here, look at this book in which it says that this is how we interpret it. And it
Uh,
it becomes about the man's interpretation of what is supposedly God's word, and their
and what?
own arguments destroy them.
Yeah, what's the problem with interpretation? You,
In regards to, like, his interpretation, well, I mean, my problem with it is that he's interpreting it as young Earth creationism and then saying a lot of things that mainstream Christianity doesn't necessarily agree with unless you used to work on Fox News. Um,
so here's the question that I have to ask. You have interpreted it this way.
mhm,
Other people interpret it another way. I read it, like as it is, and it's just not true. It's fiction. But
right.
there are everybody interprets it different ways. How do we know whose interpretation is right, and by what methodology are we reaching that? He wants to throw out the methodology and say it's just right because I can give examples where I can post hoc rationalize it into the Bible. Like, why is his interpretation better than another, and how do you get there, and who decides? Like, I think those are all important questions to ask when
Agree.
somebody's using some kind of reference source to tell you why you should believe what I'm saying outside of observation and experimentation. Like, I don't, I think it's that whole thing is really like, and they know this too. Like, they know it's their
They
interpretation.
do.
They know there's other
Um,
interpretations.
before you do hit play, Dade, I'm going to need one of those shirts, please. Scoffers gonna scoff. Love it. Love it.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be cool. And what's up, Dade? I hadn't said hi to you yet.
Oh yeah. I've been saying hi to to people. There was too many people at one point.
Well,
Oh,
we've
we've
got
got quite a few
27,
watching now,
27
actually.
people watching now. We're it's been a pretty good stream. We're having fun. Uh,
Yeah, real good
the
time.
See, and like what I just said about interpretation and stuff, that's one of those things where it's like, okay, I can sit and argue with you about the facts you tried to present about science and about how you've tried to do your own air quote science to prove it wrong. But rather than that, like I'm looking at what you sum it up here as all of this stuff, and then the Bible says, and
The
all of the
Bible.
questions must always come down to why should we care or trust what the Bible says, and why should we why should we think a book written 2,000 years ago, um, because it's no matter what it says confirms these unique specific observations in a way that we apply it to everything. Like it's such a weird thing to do, I think. Like um the methodology by which they reach these conclusions is nutty. Like it's insane. um but again, I think he's just a speaker, really. I mean, I'm sure he believes this stuff, but
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
you don't have you, that's the thing. Science doesn't ask that you believe it. Like in fact, it says, here's this observation and the conclusion I came to. Please try to prove that wrong. That's like the whole point of science. Like it's not based around indoctrination and telling you what is and what you believe and all that
Oh,
shit.
if you disagree, write a paper. Prove it.
Yeah, yeah. Like like if he's discovered that all fossils were formed in a day, I mean, write a peer-reviewed paper, not in the Answers in Genesis
Yeah,
journal.
and don't yeah, not for the Institute of Creation Research, not in AIG, not in any of the "you have to believe already what we believe,"
Send it to
camp.
nature.
There you
Like
go.
so that's another thing, and this concerns me with AI. Whenever I was, because I did watch this video today, and
Yeah.
there are instances where rock forms quickly, and I looked this up, and the AI version of it that it gives you a little brief AI answer on Google. Um, the references that it used were all AIG, and that concerns me. Um, I had
That's
to
like
go.
finding homeopathy in the aisle when your kid is really sick.
I, oh, dude, we accidentally bought some of that here not too long ago. And I was like, why the fuck are they even selling this right beside medicine? Like it was supposed to be like Tylenol or allergy. I forget what it was. And I looked at the packaging and I was like, this isn't medicine. This is bullshit. Like, um, and we had to like I had to doubt what I thought I knew about it for a minute because I was like, why would they sell this with the medicine at Walmart? Like, but they certainly do. Uh, I'll show the box sometime. I've still got it back there,
Watch
but
it
yeah.
again. Sorry, guys.
So whenever the AI told me that, I went into the AI mode to talk with it for a moment, and I said, "Can we exclude creationist sources and only use peer-reviewed data?" And so it went back and gave me another answer. And I'm not going to show this on screen, but real quick, um, beach rock formation in coastal environments atop a sedimentary rock called beach rock can form within years to decades. It's common for modern times, for spark plugs, coins, and shells, to be found embedded in that beach rock because the cementation happens so fast that it outpaces the natural erosion or burial of the object. Um, and this is actually, I kind of got ahead of things with that. Let me hmm, because we've got 1 minute left in this. Let me have him say this part, and then we'll go back to that.
Sounds good.
Is the only clear explanation for the great variety of fossils that experts find today, and powerful evidence of quickly buried animals like octopuses and jellyfish before they could decay or be scavenged speak of the authenticity of the biblical account. Jesus said, "But if you don't believe me when I tell you about earthly things, how can you possibly believe if I tell you about heavenly things?"
Jesus said it, folks.
So therefore.
Therefore, fossils form in a day.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
If you don't believe me when I tell you about earthly things, how can you possibly believe if I tell you about heavenly things? Quit asking me to believe you about anything and show me the money. Like what's like it's such a weird thing to say in the middle of this, but like now you're trying to conflate your position on fossils with Jesus says it's true because you're saying that all of this fits the Bible. Therefore, if you don't believe me about these things, then you could never know about the great things that Jesus has in store for you. Such a weird way to indoctrinate people, but
It is.
yeah. And I do. This one isn't so targeted at kids, I don't think, and that's good.
A lot of
Often AIG does a lot of this targeted at children. You can find
yeah.
piles of videos where they make little cartoons and everything to try and lie about it to children. At least this isn't that, I mean, but you're now appealing to the authority of Jesus for everything you just said about fossils, and that's kind of strange, man. Like it's just weird.
Agreed.
John 3, verse 12. These topics can be used as a segue from the material to the spiritual in conversation with those around you. Why not plan on asking the question, how long does it take for a fossil to form, to someone that you know soon? It may make a great springboard to some great conversations the Lord will use to enlighten someone in your life to the truth of God's Word, especially the gospel message.
Oh my god.
I guess that wasn't this video. It must be the other one.
Fine.
Um,
I have to show Jade something though real quick. This is my bag of popcorn. It is a family size bag. I'm so sorry. I was feeling a little lightheaded, so I had to shove some in my face. I apologize.
I ate popcorn before the stream today. How strange.
Did you
Uh,
really?
yeah, microwave popcorn. Um,
Jade, come to Canada and I will share. Those are the rules.
Dude, I would like Justin Yahooligan. There, he
Hmm.
sent me a box of snacks from Canada a long time ago that I then ate on stream, like tried them and stuff. You guys have way cooler snacks than we have here. Everything
I
here is just like chocolate
think it
and
was what, Coffee
bullshit.
Crisp that you really liked? Was that the one?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I may have to get with Justin, send him some money, and have him send me a whole case of those. Uh, that's what I need in my life. Those
I
are
can
awesome. But yeah, a lot of it was really good. Some of it was weird. Like I don't care for ketchup chips. I don't think that's very good. But I know like they're more popular up there.
yeah.
I don't think they were bad. They were just just not a flavor that I would look for in chips. I guess the what was that cheesies? Uh,
I like cheesies.
yeah, those are way better than like the Cheetos and stuff that we
They're
have here.
a different flavor, right? Like, you can tell the difference between them.
Oh yeah, they're way better. Like um it but it was a really cool experience getting to do that. There was several things he sent, but yeah, you know, fun times. Uh so anyway, um the thing that I had was he shows an example of they found this clock. I think it was in Seattle in 1975, and it was embedded in a piece of rock. And so they're like, well, it can't be millions of years old because look. And the AI thing I was talking about was about that because I was looking for exactly what the process is that mainstream science has for that. And there are multiple ways that can occur, but it's just like he comes to the conclusion that this applies to all fossils and things because or all rocks, whatever. because this happened quickly. But
And you don't understand geology. It's
did
very
he not
easy.
bother to look at how it happened? Like he says, well, because it happens, but he doesn't look at how it happens and that it's a unique situation. And again, you can't take this very specific thing and apply it to all rocks. Like it's just that's stupid because again, not everything's just static across the board. There's different things going on everywhere on the earth. In that have to do with like rock moving and water moving and heat and all kinds of stuff. So yeah. Anyway, we are coming close to an end here, and you will be redirected over to Maya's channel, Bad Science Sunday, as soon as this ends, and you'll still see my face because I'll be there too. Um, the uh, This show is a lot of fun. I've really liked doing the archaeological stuff and the fossil stuff, and so I've got a whole bunch of those, and we're just going to continue right on doing more of these. I may even make a playlist just of the Dino denial thing, and but but yeah, it's a lot of fun looking at that stuff. And I do have to say, like Calvin is, he's way better at this than Ken Ham, for sure. Uh,
So if we make a game out of the cards, we'll have Calvin being worth more points than Ken Ham.
yeah. He'll have to be a more powerful card because he is better, and whereas with Ken Ham, he just says absurd things over and over. I think Calvin puts it in a way that seems reasonable on the surface if you don't know anything about it, and especially if
Yeah.
you're already a believer and you believe, like in young Earth and all that stuff. I mean, of course, then it's like, yeah, that's it, and nobody looks at it. But I encourage people to question things. I might be a skeptic. The it's just to me, it's weird that people don't like. I don't know how whenever someone tells you like this really extreme thing, like here's a rock here, and this goes against all of science, which would be a huge discovery. Like I don't know how other people don't have curiosity to go see how that happened. Like, well, why is this way? If science says it's that way, why you don't ever ask the questions? And that's kind of why I like doing this is because it's hopefully somebody benefits in that way to where it at least makes them it just plants the seed for them to ask a question later. But yeah, be a skeptic. It's more fun. Uh, anyway, Jess, what you got coming up?
I'm working on kind of like an about me, why the heck should you care about my channel sort of video. That'll be coming out within the next week or so. If you've got ideas for me that you want to see like an extinct explained about a specific creature or thing, plant, whatever, definitely get at me. Find me at How to Rule an Asteroid. We like to have fun over there, throw in a little bit of comedy while we learn really old things. Oh, and I might be doing a collab coming up with a guy, that goes by Prehistory in the Dark, and we're gonna talk about some dinosaurs coming up.
Sweet, sweet, good stuff. Yeah, Jess makes great stuff and has helped me
Well,
to
thank you.
make great stuff here. Sometimes everything looks great, whether the show ends up being great or not. The So yeah, and Skeptic Haven with Ember, that'll be fun. Uh, yeah, watch you guys over there. That'll be fun. I'm going to be on with Maya in just a few minutes, but other than that, like, let's see. Today's Wednesday. Tomorrow is Politicality with Will and I. We've got some stuff to talk about there. This weekend we'll do Politicality again. Next week I've got a debate. I'll be on two other shows, and we'll still do my three shows, and I'll probably do an extra show too. Um, and then we've got Ray Comfort coming up on June 3rd. He'll be here. That'll be interesting. It's a weird thing because like we all as a community, you know, we even joke about Ray Comfort because he says such silly things, and his tactics for making videos is kind of weird, and all that stuff. Like, but it's a weird thing to sit down and be like, okay, you're one of the people that I was shown when I was a kid. Like, you saying these things, like, I've seen you speak about these things for a long time and stuff. And now here we are going to have a conversation about, you know, which is going to end with you looking like you're full of shit, because you are. But whatever. I mean, you know, Ray Comfort.
Comfort.
It'll be unique, you know, like
It will. It will.
yeah.
Worth tuning in for sure.
Well, I mean, Ray Comfort is a huge name in the creationist arena, and as we're leading up to the ARC protest on July 12th, it'll be cool to have, you know, a big guest that you know, we're going to talk about things related to that. We're definitely going to talk about the ARC because he supports the place, and we're going to talk about uh, creationism, and you know, I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to go about it yet. Really, I haven't decided. I've because I already know what Ray Comfort's going to do. Like, he's got this spill that he does about Jesus loves you and all this crap, and like, I already know what he's going to do, and so I haven't
I
decided
want you to
exactly.
invite Jesus into your heart, Joe.
Yeah, haven't heard that. The it's I don't know. It's an odd thing though, but it's cool. Ray Comfort, he's a big guest, and you know, I'll be nice to him and all that stuff, and I just want to have a conversation with him about why he thinks he should support what AIG does, given, you know, the harmful things that come from it. So you were definitely going to address that. And if you're over on Jess's channel, come over here and maybe subscribe. If you're over here, go over to Jess's channel and subscribe. If you're on Facebook, I'm sorry, you're the only person there. All right. We're going to end now and send everybody to Maz. Everybody keep your arms and legs inside the cart. Bye.
Thanks for coming.